come back from my vacation. So I feel really energized, ready to create more content for you, ready to share what I know about English with you, and share how English is improving my life every single day. Because remember, English is your instrument that helps you achieve your goals. English is not your end goal. It's something that empowers you to see the world, to explore the world, and to bring your expertise to people from different places across the world. And by the way, I was traveling. I went to Guatemala, I went to Honduras, I went to Panama, I went to Mexico, and I went to Belize. And everywhere I came, I got DMs for you guys saying, "Oh Marina, you are in my country." And this is the most exciting thing, and every time I get a DM like that, I thank my English language because my English is actually helping me contact with you guys. If you are watching for one of those countries, let me know in comment down below. I feel in love with every single country. I really like Panama just because I didn't expect it to be so like wow, all the hike ride it was really beautiful. I've already mentioned some countries where I've been to Honduras, and you're wondering maybe why I didn't say at, why I didn't say in. So today we are going to talk about those prepositions. I'm going to share some rules that people use to determine which preposition to use. So if you are ready, let's start. Let's do it. Today we're going to talk about the most common preposition at, in, and on. So let's do a quick quiz. He lives blank 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 13 long street, and you have to select either in, on, or at. I'm visiting my grandma on and at a hospital. I like traveling to in at a train. Now you're gonna get the right answer at the end of this video, but make sure you write your answer down so you can check yourself later. Now let's talk about some rules. The first rule is when we use at. At is used with a very exact place. Think small building like something that is small. You will always use at. At the door, at the hospital, at school, at the university, at the table, at the door. So something specific will always be at. But when you are thinking about big things like, I don't know, Panama or Guatemala or St. Petersburg or London, you will never say at, because at only applies to small things, and London, Panama, Guatemala does have geographical location. So you can be at London, you are in London. Yeah, but I'm at the desk, I'm at home, I'm at my studio, I'm at the bus stop, etc. We use on with street and evening. I live on Park Avenue. I live on Green Street. So on is always with the street, but please remember there are always exceptions. Like if you are talking about university and you are talking about campus, you say I live on campus. Campus is the location where you have your dorms, you have your class, you have your restaurant, cafeteria, etc. So on campus will be an exception, but normally on is only used with street. Now when we are talking about the street, there is another thing to remember. When we have a number, then we use at. I live at 13 Green Street, at 45 Dawson Street. But when we don't have number, like I'm asking you where are you right now, and you answering I am a Market Street, you don't give me a number and then use on Green Street. So at is used when we give the full address, street number, etc. On is when we just mention the stream, and when we talk about something bigger than the street. We use the preposition in. So for example, you have different parts of town. We are having lunch in Chinatown, or we are having lunch in North Hill. This is like a district here in San Francisco. With cities, as I already mentioned, I live in London, I live in New York, you live in New York, we have been in New York for 2 weeks, we are in Los Altos Hills. With states, I live in California. With part of countries, my friends spent vacation in the south of India. With countries, I used to live in Russia. With continents, my sister is in Africa. So to sum things up, we use at with specific location, on with less specific location, like street, and in with bigger location, like cities, town, countries, part of countries. Now let's move a little further with our prepositions. I gave you some basic rules, but now we're gonna explore more examples. In is also used when we are talking about an enclosed space, something that has a roof, something as walls, in a car, in a box, in a building. I'm waiting for you in my car. Can you please help me find a pen in this box? Don't put your wallet in a pocket. Now listen carefully right now. We are moving to on, and we use on with a bus, on a bus. And you might ask Marina, but why in a car but on a bus? Wait a minute, I'm gonna explain. The other words that we use on with are words that represent surface. Like this table is surface, on a table. Your floor is a surface, on the floor. And wall behind me is also surface, on the wall. We also use on when we talk about left and right, on the left, on the right. Next to or along the side of a river, for example, Cambridge is on the river Cam. Now interesting part, why in a car but on a bus? And it's used with means of transportation where you can stand up. Oh my god, English, you are complicated. So you can stand up in the car, so you say in a car. You can stand up in a helicopter, but you can stand up on an airplane. On an airplane. So on an airplane, in a helicopter, on a bus, in a car, in a taxi, because you can stand off in a taxi. I know guys, this is why I recommended having something like a grammar book, so you can revert to things or at least have a script of this video in front of your eyes. On a ship, on a boat, on a plane, on a train. We use on with a means of transport where we can stand up. We can stand up on a plane. We can stand up on a bus. We can stand up on a boat. And also maybe another hint, we use on with a means of transportation where there is no roof. On a horse, on a boat. Boat doesn't have a roof. Normally you can have boat, but on a boat. So normally you don't have a roof on top of you when you are on the upper deck. On a bike, you can't really stand up on a bike, but it doesn't have a roof, so it's on a bike. Another thing that can be super confusing for you guys. Sometimes you hear in a hospital and sometimes you hear at a hospital. Both of those are grammatically correct, but guess what? They have a different meaning. So when you're saying I'm in a hospital, that means you're a patient. You're actually receiving treatment. I don't remember the incident, I just remember waking up in a hospital. My uncle is in the hospital right now receiving treatment for his, acne. I don't know if you go to the hospital for that. But he broke a leg, he's in a hospital. Let's do that. I'm giving birth in a hospital. But you can also say I'm I'm at the hospital. But that will mean that you are just doing something there, that you are not a patient. I'm visiting my uncle at the hospital because you are at the hospital, not as a patient receiving treatment. You are a guest visiting your uncle. In a college, my brother volunteered at a local hospital. Again, he wasn't a patient. This is why we use at the hospital. The same goes for school, museum, library, or any other institution. And we also use at with events. I'm at this Lady Gaga concert. Okay guys, I hope it wasn't super confusing for you. Again, if you want to make sure you remember all these prepositions, make sure to follow the link below and download the free chapter of the grammar book. And if you feel like you are willing to invest in your education, just a little sum of money using 66 of the grammar book will be even cheaper for you because you are watching this video. And now let's check your test. I guess you already know everything, but let's do it anyway. He lived at 13 Long Street. Because we give the full address, we give the number and the street address. I'm visiting my grandma at the hospital. Why? Because I'm not a patient. She is a patient. My grandma is in the hospital receiving treatment, and I'm visiting her at the hospital because I'm not a patient. I like traveling on a train. You can also say I love traveling by train, but this is another topic for another video. Here, because we remember that we can stand up on the train, we use on. I like to travel on a train. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. The links are below, and if you are not yet subscribed this channel, please hit subscribe button. And if your friends are learning English, please share this video with them because I think it's super useful. I'm very humble. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.